Hi, I'm Nikki. Welcome to my channel where we get nerdy. So, tell me you have a book buying problem without telling me you have a book buying problem. Here, I'll go first. Since my last haul, that I said I was going to go on a book buying ban after my grandmother's book sale, I have gotten 50 books. So, I have a haul here for us to go through. I have a very large stack of used books from both my grandmother's library and another library in the state that they both were having a book sale. So, in my defense, I have a very large stack. However, I didn't spend that much. So, there's that. And then I have some new books that I bought myself. Some of them were pre-order. Oh, the stack just fell over. And some of them were gifts. So, with that being said, let's get started. And I honestly don't know where I'm going to start, because I didn't really think this through. And I didn't realize how many books I had bought until I started looking at my shelves. And you might notice that it's changed around a little bit. I've reorganized them 3 times since the last time I filmed in front of them. So, yep, that's how it's been. We'll start with the top of one of the library book piles. And I got the entire set of the Lord of the Rings. Yes, they're like old mass market paperbacks, but who cares? And did I have to perform surgery on one of them by taking some E6000 and gluing it back the spine together? Yes, I did. But it was totally worth it, because now I have the entire set. I have the Fellowship of the Ring, the Two Towers, and Return of the King, which I got at all of them. I got at one of the book sales at the library, and then at the other one, I found The Hobbit. So, maybe one of these months, I will read this entire series in one span of a month. Or maybe I'll do a read along. I don't know. Next. I'll go down the library pile. So this is how I was able to tell which ones I had filmed in a haul and which ones I hadn't. I put flags on all of them. Next we have Flags of Our Fathers by James Bradley. It's the story about the raising of the flag at Iwo Jima. I don't know if I've made it known on my channel or not yet, but World War II, that's like the history period that I was drawn to the most in school. So I like to read, as many books as I can from that era. So there's that. Next, we have American Sniper by Chris Kyle. I picked this up because my dad recommended it. So I know I've seen the movie, I just never read the book, so we'll see. I'm sure they are probably not much different. Next we have My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. I picked this up, one, because Kate Russell is from Eastern Maine, and then I picked this up because of a blurb I read on it. A devastating cultural portrait of enablement, and the harm we allow young women to shoulder. And that's all I needed. So I picked it up. I'm taking my flags off as I grab the books. So I was intrigued just by that one blurb. I don't know what it's about other than that. So we shall see. Also, I grabbed The Lost World by Michael Crichton. I don't have Jurassic Park. I don't have any of the other books. At least I think there's more than just those. But I don't know if you've noticed, I got a dinosaur on my arm. So dinosaurs are big in this house. So I figured I might as well read those books. The next we have The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. And again, this was a buy based off from a blurb. The Lovely Bones is one of the strangest experiences I've had as a reader in a long time, and one of the most memorable. Painfully funny, bracingly tough, and terribly sad, it is a feat of imagination and a tribute to the healing power of grief. So, I tend to buy books based on the covers or blurbs. I don't read the synopsises because they tend to give away too much information. Next, my friend Felicia read this and she highly recommended it. But also, while I was at my Grammy's book sale, she's like, "Oh, I read that. It's fantastic." So Felicia and Grammy both recommending it. I had to grab it. It is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I didn't even read blurbs. I didn't read the synopsis. I just grabbed it because I trust their opinion in books. Next is a book that my cousin actually had bought and then couldn't get into it. Since then, she has realized that she's definitely more of a middle grade reader than she is anything else. So we have Beyond the Moon by Catherine Taylor. What if love could last more than just one lifetime? And then their blurb says, a poignant and stirring love story. Taylor's accomplished genre-bending book succeeds as a World War I historical novel and a beguiling time travel romance. I mean, I'm sold. That, and the cover's just stunning. So there's that. Wait one moment while I pull the next stack closer. Okay, so no time has passed for you. But we have Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle by Edgar Rice Burroughs. The dust jacket, still with it. It's not in the best of shape. So I actually took a plastic storage bag and cut it up to make a makeshift book protector, so it wouldn't completely fall apart. Yeah, the copyright of this is 1928. And random cat jumping around. I don't know if this is when this edition was published, but it says 1928, so there's that. And then also, in that same style, we have Treasure Island, Call of the Wild, and White Fang. So, we have those. Next, we have The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo. It is a illustrated classic. I think this is technically a children's edition based on the size of the font in this book. Like, it's big. Oh, look at that. It's still got the little tabby thing in it. But yeah, Hunchback of Notre Dame, we already know. I love this story. So there's that. Next, we have 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne. This book, honestly, doesn't even look like it's been read at all. So, got that. The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. Yes, I have a copy. However, this one was pretty, and I liked it, so I got it. I've watched this movie more times than I can count, so I'm kind of curious to read the book. Next, we have The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. It's been a hot minute since I read this. I read this in high school, and I know a lot of people absolutely love it. I know some people find it problematic, so figured why not. Then we have The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne, which I was never made to read this in school. I know a bunch of people that were, but I wasn't. So I kind of want to read it. Maybe I'll do a special reading thing where it's books I was made to read and books I wasn't made to read, and see which ones I prefer. Next, we have Skipping Christmas by John Grisham. I am a big Christmas fan. As in, I have a 6-foot tall artificial tree already in my living room. But so people in my life weren't agitated at the fact that I already put up a Christmas tree. I went to the dollar store and I got a bunch of Halloween decorations and made ornaments, so I have a Halloween tree. But Christmas is big in my house, so that's why I grabbed this. And I'm curious about it. I didn't read the synopsis, just, it was Christmas. It's just how I am. You say Christmas and my ears perk up like a dog. Next, we have Beloved by Toni Morrison. I remember being made to read this when I was in my undergrad, and I hated it. But at the same time, I think I was at that point in my life where I couldn't truly appreciate it for what it was, so I want to try it again. So, hopefully it'll be better for me. Next, we have The Martian by Andy Weir. I figured might as well give more sci-fi a try. And it's floppy. Like, who doesn't like a floppy paperback? I didn't even realize that something had nibbled it, but oh well. It was like 50 cents. Next we have Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen. My friend read this recently and said some things about it, and I'm curious, so now I'm gonna read it. Next, don't judge me based on why I bought this book, but I bought Sputnik Sweetheart by Haruki Murakami. So, Murakami, I know some Western YouTubers find his work problematic in certain situations, but I know that Kim Namjoon of BTS, Murakami is one of his favorite authors, so kind of got to give it a try, you know. Let's see what BTS's leader is reading. Next, we have Balzac and the Little Chinese Seamstress by Da Cixi. I didn't read anything on this. I just grabbed it because of the cover. I thought it was really pretty. Something simplistic about it was capturing. So, we shall see. And next, for honestly, after this book, I just have 2 more series of used books that I got, and then we can move on to the new stuff. We have Echo North by Joanna Ruth Mayer. I heard someone talk about this on BookTube, and it sounded interesting. It's a polar fantasy, so most likely it was probably Jade from J.D. Ray Reads. So, I'm curious. Let's see what it looks like naked. No, so it's just navy blue with silver on the edge. I didn't think to take the sleeves off the rest of these, but that one just made me curious. So again, pause for 1 second while I bring the next pile closer. Alright, the next pile is The Heroes of Olympus by Rick Riordan, which book 1 is The Lost Hero, book 2, The Son of Neptune, book 3, The Mark of Athena, book 4, The House of Hades, and book 5, The Blood of Olympus. This series takes place after the Percy Jackson series, so I don't want to talk too much about it. I have read halfway through it already, but never finished. So, I was deciding on, once I have all of the Riordan verse books, doing a readathon, a read-along, one of them. And, like, being cutesy and calling it, like, Reading with Riordan or something. So that leads into... this is awkward. The Trials of Apollo series by Rick Riordan. Again, this takes place after Percy Jackson and the Heroes of Olympus. The first book... Yep. We have The Hidden Oracle. Then, The Dark Prophecy. Then, yep, The Burning Maze. The Tyrant's Tomb. And The Tower of Nero. So, that is all... I don't know how many books I got secondhand, but those are all of them. Next, we will move on to my stack of new books. So hold on, because they tipped over and they're halfway across the living room now, so. Yep. I don't know why I decided to do this late at night. Oh well. Not as bad as the other night. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and I had cleaned off my bookshelves and was reorganizing them, which I'm liking them now, so maybe we'll do a bookshelf tour. But anyways, I digress. So, first bit that we got, which, since we just talked about Riordan verse, let's start with the Percy Jackson series. This is a brand new set. I had the complete set, and I don't know where they ended up, but I no longer own them, so I went out and rebought the set so that I could do my Reading Riordan along. So Percy Jackson is a demigod of an Olympic god, and they're the trials and tribulations of having a half-immortal parent. Oh, well, being half-immortal, half-mortal. Well, not immortal, but, you know what I mean? Having a parent that's... having a parent that is immortal, and you living in a mortal world. Yep, that's what I wanted to say. Next, We have Warrior of the Wild by Trisha Levenseller. I figured since I loved her other work that I have so much that I should read the rest of her work. I only have one more book of hers, I think, that I don't own. So I'll be able to read all of her stuff here shortly. Say I have read all of her works shortly. Next, this book came recommended from my friend Shane, and it was Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I didn't know anything about this book when I picked it up. All I know is Shane said, you should really, really read it. So I'm like, okay, I'll read it. And so we'll see how it goes. Let's see if Shane has good taste. Next, we have, because apparently reading about, Greek and Roman gods is enough, we should read about Norse gods. We have Loki by Mackenzie Lee. The question has plagued us for centuries. Can we change our fate? I'm sold. I picked this up 100% because of the Loki show on Disney Plus that I haven't watched at all. I know, I feel like I'm completely out of the loop with that, and not having watched Shadow and Bone. Like, I'm dropping the ball hard. Next, we have Howls Moving Castle by Diane Wynne Jones, which I picked up because one of my prompts for the next K-pop group I am doing, one of the members' favorite movies is Howl's Moving Castle. So I figured I probably should pick up the book, and that'd be one of my prompts. So that's why we got this one. Next, we have because apparently books just come out of order in this house. Crazy Stupid Bromance by Lysa K. Adams. This is book 3 in the Bromance Book Club series. No, I do not have the second one. My best friend Ree, the one that read Water for Elephants, bought me the second one and the third one, but the third one came in first because she ordered them online. So we will be reading this at some point. Ree, so thank you, Ree. I love you. You are the bestest. And next, this one definitely should not be a surprise to anyone. It is Vicious Spirits by Kat Cho. Wicked Fox is on this month's TBR. I can tell you that I read it. That one's about a gumiho. This one, we're following a gumiho and a dokebi. I can't tell you too much more without spoilers, but this is the second in the duology. Then next we have 2 absolutely gorgeous books. And when I mean absolutely gorgeous, I mean they are gorgeous. First is Xoxo by Axio. At least I hope that's how you say her name. And this is what is underneath the dust jacket. Like, it doesn't change. This was a special order because if I can get it to open with if my fingers want to work, there we go. It is signed, and I have like this little art card thingy that is also signed. So I know, I'm super excited. This is about a young girl that is a cellist. I want to say it's a cellist. Yes, she is a cellist who meets this young man one night in California, and then he goes to Korea. She ends up going to Korea as well, and then meets the boy again, but finds out that he is an idol, a K-pop idol. And of course, that being forbidden for a good chunk of idols, it's one of those that, like, do you risk your dream for love or not? So that one's that, and it is super cute. What if you find the love of your life? What if finding the love of your life meant risking the life that you loved? So, super, super cute. Lastly, I saved the most gorgeous book I own for last. And I know, I just said that about Witchlands when I, did that unboxing. But I am sorry, so sorry, Suze Dennard. But, Elizabeth Lim has come in and stole my heart with 6 Crimson Cranes. This book is stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. And then our underside, it's just like this cream color with the gold spine. I love this. Absolutely love it. I was like, when I opened the box and saw how pretty it was. I know. So the back says, Princess in Exile, a shape-shifting dragon, 6 enchanted cranes, and an unspeakable curse. It will take more than magic to find their way home. So, those are the 50 books that I have gotten since, I want to say, like, the last time I uploaded a haul was like July 16th. So I'm officially on a book buying ban. I am not buying myself any more books until after Christmas. If other people buy me books, that's one thing, but I am not buying myself any more books. So, now I just gotta put all these back. I don't know why I do this to myself. But remember, until next time, you are loved and you are valid.